You're looking very strong.
Let's talk about it.
Woof woof.
God have mercy
Even when I
upon
see it on
us.
social media, people type in it, oh, she has taken off her BBL. That's not true. All the clinics that are doing BBL are still fully booked.
Yes.
No space. So Nigerians are still doing BBL. Of course, more than what they were doing maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
Nigerians don't jump out of trend immediately. Nigerian men like big butts.
Hi guys, and welcome to a brand spanking new episode of OffAir with
Gbemi.
and I'm Toolz.
What's OffAir?
So OffAir as a Yoruba girl.
I see.
So welcome. If this is your first time watching OffAir, welcome. Where have you been? But if you are one of our usual customers, how fun now? What's the apple?
How are you?
Drop something for your girl.
Yo.
Are we not Abegistan now? Show love.
I'm not part of
Show
Abegistan,
love.
no. That thing is embarrassing.
Do you know? Listen. If we're going to be very honest, from last year, from Dirty December, even before that, it has just been like oh my gosh, like hiding my face. So many different things. When I Show Speed came, I was thinking, okay, so who put together his...
The person who, the company that put together, I had a word with the person, and the person had said that they had told them, first of all, his trip was only around for 24 hours, and his people were very, very adamant that everything that they were going to do had to be at most 20% away from 20 minutes away from each other. So that's why they didn't have like enough. They weren't able to take him to certain places because it was too far from one point to the other, and so that's
Where did they take him to?
See, sister.
So yeah, the whole thing. I was just like, when I found out that he was doing this African tour, I was just like, look, as long as Nigeria is not last, and
It is well.
you're looking very strong.
Let's talk about
Woof woof, woof woof woof.
Let us talk about what we're here to talk about. Okay. Today we're talking aesthetics.
Yes. Procedures,
yes.
beauty procedures, and everything. So, is there one thing that you've been wanting to do that you're like, one day I'll do this?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're too scared to do now.
Maybe when I'm in like my 60s, I'll do like a facelift or something.
You know, I read that if you want to do like a facelift, actually the best way to do it is to actually start early. So it's not like when you're 60, you go from looking 60 and the next day people see you and be like, what happened? So to just start off with like little procedures, so it doesn't look drastically different.
That's a business. Yeah, that's a business. But yeah, I don't see myself doing a facelift now, you know. But
no, you don't have to do a facelift now, but you just do little things.
Little things. Yeah, I'm very open to little things. You can do fillers, you can do all sorts of stuff. Like, especially for those of us who don't sleep and you end up looking tired all the time. There's nothing wrong with under eye fillers and things like that, or you have laugh lines. Especially for those of us who have a job where also the way you look matters. Let's be honest now. The way you look matters. Maybe guys don't get it as much. But
yeah, I was going to say that they're obviously not as kind to women because they just have like a wrinkle. Look at you. She looks so old, so aged. So, I'm very much in support, obviously within reason. I think that when you're doing, these procedures, when you're doing whatever, you should just look like the best version of yourself. As opposed to looking like super different. As opposed to having like, your chin being down here and and then if you have full lips, why do you need to double them?
Why
if
you
already
more?
have full lips? I had a consultation once and I jokingly I wanted to find out if the guy would just do anything. And I told him, I was like, oh, I want to get my lips done. He's like, you don't need to get your lips done. And I was just like, okay, we might be able to, So we do have a very special guest, Dr. B, who's going to be breaking things down. And we're also going to be asking her about treatment for men.
Yes.
Because, guys, you're not left out.
Yeah.
So, if you feel like, you know what, I want to do this, but do guys do this? Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They do.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, we'll be back. Our special guest is in the studio. We're here with Dr. B of the Bridge Clinic, and she is an expert aesthetic dermatologist. I get it right?
Yes, you
Gang,
got
gang,
it right.
gang.
Fantastic.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. We have been trying to speak to you for a second.
Yes.
Because we've seen like 1 or 2 procedures
Okay.
that you've done. And I was just like, what? So we're going to get to that in a second.
What's good or what's bad?
We're going to get to that in a second.
Okay.
But let's talk about how things have evolved in Nigeria over the last few years. Because I remember, about 10 years ago, people weren't really, a few people knew about it, but people weren't really in it. But now, one of the things that I've noticed, and one of the things I don't like is sometimes you can go out and everybody looks the same. They have the, what do you call it, avocado chin. They've done like, the like very, very sharp cheekbones and everything. So how have things changed? Like how have the trends changed?
I think 10 years ago, people didn't really know much about aesthetics. I mean, Nigeria was just a fresh ground. But I think after COVID, people sat in their house, they watched a lot of TikTok, watched a lot of videos on Instagram. And then people also noticed that they looked tired. There was this skincare rush that happened during COVID-19.
Yes.
Everybody was sitting at home. Everybody wanted to look good. People started to notice that I'm looking tired, And after the COVID, more people jumped onto the trend of working on their faces. And also, I think for me, as a doctor, I was one of the, I would call it pioneers that keyed into social media, showing a lot of transformations. I said, I could take you from this to this if only you believe. And people believed, and people started jumping into the trend. So it's been a lot. And in the next 10 years, we're going to see a lot more people going into aesthetics, but also there's new trends of longevity medicine. People are no longer just focusing on how I look. They want to live longer.
Okay.
They want to look younger and
feel.
live longer, feel younger.
Yeah.
So there's a new trend coming up, longevity. Everybody wants to, and new studies have even been done on these things. So they're even going on human trials now for longevity, yes, to show that some of the organ dysfunctions, disorders can be reversed with the new science and technology going on. So it's gonna be a long run for us.
It's gonna be a constant changing environment
for us.
Okay, so I'm not gonna just assume that you only have female clients. I've seen a few male clients. We're gonna talk about that. But when you do have female clients, do they have a particular celebrity that they show you a picture of and they're like, I want to look like her? Like,
Or
which
a
name do you
particular
hear
aesthetic.
often?
Yeah.
I think that used to happen to me maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
Where people would literally say, oh, I want to look like this person.
And who would they pick?
That 5 years ago, Kim, Kylie, Halle, Gabrielle Union,
Okay.
it would show that. I mean,
Okay.
of course, it's always American people because those are the people that actually come out and then they do more. They never really show me a Nigerian.
Okay.
But that was 5 years ago, and then I changed that trend. And now people walk into my clinic and say, Dr. B, look at my face. I want to look younger.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all they ask. What can I do? Because I heard that you have the eyes to see. And I tell them, yes, I can see. I know
Okay.
exactly what to do for you. So now people no longer want to look like someone else. They want to look like
The best versions of themselves. Okay.
But when you see those avocado chins, big lips, it's not me that does that. I know.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know it's a trend. I know people have seen, but you check my page, you actually see. I think maybe 5 years ago, 6 years, it was trending for me. But now I've sort of changed it. So you see the newer people that are going into aesthetics or want to do that, they're the ones that are putting in the avocado chin, the high cheekbone. I hardly put fillers on the cheekbone because Nigerians have good cheekbone profile. Why would I add more to your cheekbone when you already have? You have cheekbones, you have cheekbones. So why am I going to add more? The only thing I can do for you is I can make it actually, be more prominent if
Stand
you
out a
want,
bit
without adding volume to it. It's a technique.
What do you say to people who accuse you of featureism? Now, let me explain. Obviously, you don't just do something on a client or a patient. It's what they ask for. So, if in cases where, when I say featureism, lots of times Black people have, round noses or, just like a different type of nose. And a lot of people say, oh, I want my nose to be pointed. I want it to have like a long bridge. I want it to do this. And some people say, oh, well, you hate yourself because you are erasing your African features. So what do you say to that?
Well, what I always tell people is don't overdo it. I mean, some people really, their nose width is actually really big. And I mean, it's God-given nose bridge. It's God-given Allah. What are we going to do about it? Nothing. But the point is science is here to make some modifications, some changes, so that you can be happier. Doesn't really mean that they're trying to be more Caucasian. Now, when you say you're trying to be more Caucasian, and that's when you're going into the MJ, you know who I'm talking about? MJ category, where you're like pinching the nose to an overly small width. But saying I want to just reduce it a little bit, there's nothing wrong about it. So I also work on psychology on the patients too. I do a lot of psychotherapy. I try to advise my patient, have conversations with them, try to know what their motive is, why are they doing this, who is pressurizing you. Because if it's pressure, I try to talk you out of the pressure. But if there's a reason, maybe your work, your lifestyle, maybe there's slay queens, you have people who are pole dancers, you have strippers. I mean, come on, for a stripper, I'll make you look like a stripper.
Are they looking at their faces?
Of course. I mean, if you're in a work with a stripper, you need to be there. You need to
everything needs to look.
Can I say, the strippers? Remember when we did a strip club edition? They have like the softest skin. There was one time we went there. I was like, "What do you use? How often do you scrub? Oh, what kind of products?"
Not tools. I was just for skincare routine as the girl is trying to give her a lap dance.
I mean, that's what they do. That's their job. They need to have the boobs. They need to have the bum. They have to have the hips. They have to have the face. They need to have soft skin. They have oily. They put a lot of baby oil on their skin too, so it's all slimy and everything.
What do your stripper clients ask for?
I think a lot of them is lips.
Okay.
You want to have that bada boom kind of lips. It's like luscious.
If there's one trend that I really, really don't like now, it's when you have people with African features wanting to get, like people with full lips, wanting to get like
more
super like big full lips.
So I think the problem is they like the big lips. They wanted to get a contoured lips. There's a trend. You have she has a contoured lips. You look at the liner, see the way it goes. It gives them the M-shaped effect. And she has more than you have. And then someone comes and says, oh, I want to have like my lips to be really lined, so I don't have to be using the lip liner all the time to do it. I mean, so you have big lips, then they now want the lips to be fully lined up. Then they make the mistake of going to the wrong person who now adds more volume. Rather than contouring
so
the effect.
It's technique,
it's
more than anything.
More than anything. So they didn't know. And then now it looks really huge and then they can't do anything.
But I've also noticed that there's some kind of like Instagram face that I'm seeing a lot of people, doing. And I think we touched on it before, where it's like, obviously, the nose. But what I'm seeing more of is the cheekbones, the super full lips, and the like super glowing, super shining
skin
veneers. The ones that are like brilliant, like glow in the dark white.
They're not veneers, they're crowns actually.
Okay.
Those really white ones.
So like super white. Super white. And one of the things that I find very interesting about living in Lagos is sometimes you can go out, depending on where you go, and you have like
everybody looking alike.
Everybody looking the same. And it's just weird.
So it's not the face only; it's the hair. You're not adding.
You need to have your bones straight.
You're not adding any points to the hair. They're doing the hair. They're doing the lashes. Then they all have the same type of makeup. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then they're all okay. Yeah, maybe some have done their face, some haven't. It's the way the makeup artist has actually put the makeup on their face. So sort of they all look alike. And then when you see them, they're all wearing the same clothes, the same bags, the same shoes. It's like as if they shop the same space.
Hiring the same videographer.
And they're all doing the same thing. And then the thing about it is they go to Turkey, and rather than getting veneers done, they even get crowns. all crowns done.
Wow.
So it gives that super white
It's
effect.
a lot.
Are you now seeing some of these people that have come in for fillers, like on their cheeks, on their lips? Are you seeing some of them saying, "I want to take it out"? Because we're seeing that with the BBL thing. Even I think it was Cardi
Skinny is
B.
back.
Cardi B the other day was basically there was a clip going
She
around
was
where
joking
she's
and
like
she was saying,
she wants to
take out her
reduce
bum,
it. There are
yeah.
quite a few people that are like on this trend. The
So
Kardashians have started it.
For the people who have reduced their BBL, they haven't truly reduced their BBL. They just lost weight.
Okay.
And that's the truth. I mean, I've seen a lot of patients. They'll say, "Oh," I mean, even when I see it on social media, people type in it, "Oh, she has taken off her BBL." That's not true.
So they didn't like
She didn't pay
lipo
money
their
to go
hips
to
and their
a-
bum. So what they did is
No,
just
she
lose
just
weight.
lost weight.
Okay.
And then when you lose the weight, you also lose the fat. You know, the fat
Surroundings.
around the bum
Around
also goes down. But if you actually take a look at them really closely, you will still see it, that if they add that weight, the bum is going to expand again. So they're not taking it out. Nigerians will not spend money to take out a BBL.
Some have, but
some have.
There's none of them have. I mean, I know.
So they just lost weight,
They just lost
basically.
weight, basically.
But can you actually like target weight loss in the bum? If you can't
They're
tell
not
me,
they're not targeting. So if you look at many of them, I mean, we can call them out if you want. I mean, but let's keep it simple. I mean, if you look at many of them, they still look big on the bum. They're just tiny.
Just slimmer.
They're just slimmer. Take a look at a lot of them. They've just slimmed down really well, and they've not reshaped their bum. Only very few have gone back to the doctor and like done like a shaping to reduce a little bit.
Okay. Do you
Very
offer GLP-1s for people who want to
Of course
manage
we do.
weight?
I was even one of the first people to bring it into Nigeria. We've been doing GLP since 2019.
Okay.
oh wow,
Yeah, GLPs have been since I think 2019. We started with Saxenda, Victoza, and then we went
early
into
ones.
in 2021 we went into 2020 we went into Ozempic before the COVID, and then in 2022 we went into Monjaro. So when you see you see people talking about it now in 2025, I tell them we're almost over Monjaro. We're like going into the next thing,
Which is
glutide. It's coming up.
okay.
You know, and we're passing that level, and there are newer drugs coming out this year in 2026, even 2027. So we've passed the Monjaro level, but you know, Nigerians jump into trend as it's coming in. But we, like for me as a doctor, I'm already moving out
Ahead.
of it because the elites, the elite class who is actually jumping into it, they've paid for it. You know, they've been like for me, a lot of patients call me, Dr. B, what's new? Tell me, I want to start the new ones, and then they have the money to pay for it. So they don't mind spending the money to do that. Because it's new, it's expensive, they will do it. But then when you start seeing everybody into it, a lot of them want to jump out of it. Because they're like, oh, everybody's doing it now. I don't want to do what everybody's
It
doing.
has casted.
Listen, Nigerian
to
thing.
be honest, that is what I believe happened with the BBL thing, because there was a time when oh my gosh, BBL. Now it was like everybody has a BBL, and then the people that the quote unquote elite are now like, I don't want to look like that anymore. So this year, 2026, I believe the what's
Elite
it called?
have started
It's
reducing.
kind of like what is it? Skinny, athletic, or
So that's what they're doing, skinny, but they've not taken it out. And let me still tell you the truth. In Nigeria, all the clinics that are doing BBL are still fully booked.
yes,
No space. So Nigerians are still doing BBL.
Of
course,
Even
of
more
course.
than what they were doing maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
They're still doing more BBLs. Nigerians don't jump out of trend immediately. Nigerian men like big butt.
Speaking of Nigerian men, there was a procedure that we saw on your page. I think it was last year or so, where you were injecting. I think it was like a filler. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Into a man's penis for girth.
Oh my God.
that is the one that that
I
was what
don't know
I was
if it was
talking
for
about.
girth or for length,
Okay.
or whatever. But I was just like, wow. First of all, whoever I was doing it, like the patient, I felt like was very, very courageous because a lot of men are very protective, you know, of that. And I'm sure I was like, this man is courageous. What is he not afraid? What about side effects? So tell us exactly what you were doing and how, basically, and what it does.
5 times a day.
Yeah, the way I massage, like when you're having like masturbation or any of those kind of things, the way you massage, just exactly that. That's what I want you to do. I want you to keep massaging. Just like you said.
Girth.
Girth.
Okay.
We're injecting fillers into the girth to make it wider, bigger, you know, looks a little bit bolder.
Okay.
And he didn't want it to look bigger when he's erected. He wanted it to look bigger when he's in a non-erected state.
Okay.
So that when he wears his, you know, underwear, it kind of looks fuller.
Okay.
And then also we can shrink the scrotum so that the
Make it look.
the penis looks bigger. So it's
Okay.
called Scrotox. We add Botox into the scrotum, inject it on the
So
body
it's
of the
Botox.
So no, we can add Botox into the scrotum
to
to
make it.
shrink it
Okay.
and then give the penis a
The
little
appearance.
bit of more appearance of a bigger effect. Because you know when you have the balls and the penis together, it kind of sort of mask the effect. So we don't know which one we're seeing. Is it the penis? Is it the balls? Or is it both of them? But if I shrink the scrotum, I can make the penis look bigger. And then if I add a filler in there, I can make the girth look wider. And then it's kind of nice.
When you posted that, did you get a lot of people asking for that treatment?
A lot of people messaged me, men, oh, I want to come in, I want to, can I? The one that got me awkward was when a guy said, I don't want to come into the clinic, can you come to my house? I'm like, no.
Do you know, I understand that because
didn't wanna be
they don't want to be
seen.
seen.
Yeah, they don't wanna
They
be
don't want to be
seen.
seen. You know
So,
what?
but we have off hours.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
we
if you
have
do
off
like
hours clinic
you know,
time where you can come in the evening, and then we also have off days where we can treat you personally. You just have to
So
pay
that the
more.
full staff will not be there to see
Yeah,
them.
to see them.
Okay.
So we do have off time where people can come in after 6 o'clock. And then we also have off days when the clinic is not open in full operation, and we just do 1 or 2 staff, and you can actually come to do your treatment.
Is it painful?
Which one?
That's the
both of them.
Everything is sweet.
And then does it have, I'm sure a lot of guys that probably have thought about this will probably want to know if it has any effect on performance.
No, it doesn't have any. It's even sweeter.
downtime after that?
I think just a bit of swelling for like 2-3 days. You feel a bit of, swelling, inflammation, tenderness, and you can't have, intercourse around that time.
Okay.
How many days did you say?
About 3 days.
3 days.
I think you should push that treatment more because I feel like
Nigerian men will like to increase.
I think not just
girth.
Nigerian men. I think just in general. That's why people who sell fake penis enlargement creams are still in business. And then when they buy it and it doesn't work, they can't call them out. Because everybody's going to know that you bought penis enlargement cream or pills or whatever it is. So I think that's something that would be a great
I think
money
it was very brave of him to let be okay with
his face
filming.
is not showing.
Yeah, we don't know.
But still, I think
as long as your face is not showing, Nigerians are okay with it. It's when the face shows that it's a problem. I mean, how would you know who it is from below the waist? And there was no birthmark.
Kingsley, is that you?
Okay. So other than that, which other treatments do you commonly perform on men?
These days, a lot of men have been walking in. I've been seeing your posts. I mean, I did a video with Charlie Boy, area father. So they do walk in and say, I don't know how that guy's looking younger.
He looks great.
For his age. And then so many people want to look like him. And we've been having a lot of men in their 60s now walking into the clinic, wanting to do their face. Because I always tell people, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you look younger, within you, inside your heart, you start to feel younger. And you even have the energy. It just kind of encourages you to continue in life. But if you're looking 60 and you're already looking like a emaciated, old, raggedy man, what would happen? You start to feel weaker, even in the spirit. So you see a lot of men coming in. And what we do is we do their face. I send them to one of my dentists, Dr. Hitesh of Family Dental Clinic, and they do their veneers.
Okay.
It's a fantastic look. So by the time they give that nice smile, it's just so beautiful. They look handsome, they look youthful, and they can continue their work.
Okay.
So do you have, I imagine you also have younger male clients coming in. What do they generally ask for?
Younger male clients, I think acne,
Okay.
moles, and then some say their head is very big. They want it smaller.
How
You
do
can
you
reduce
do
it.
that?
Is it their head or their face?
I don't know. I'm just saying this is the statement that they make. Their head is big.
So what do you do?
So you know, head is a combination of everything,
Okay.
both face and neck.
Okay.
So we look at it. If it's muscular, we target the muscles that make
masseter.
them look
With
really
Botox,
big,
right?
with toxin.
Yeah.
And then if it's fat, we target the fat, areas, fatty areas, or we can do a combination of everything.
Okay.
And then we shrink the head size just to fit the body.
Screaming. Have you ever had to turn a client down to say, look, I think it's best you go get like a facelift, like a deep plane facelift, instead of like, I feel like your matter has passed.
Black people don't
injecting
need
Your matter has
deep
passed.
face. Black people honestly don't need deep plane facelift, to be frankly sincere with you.
There's this doctor, I keep seeing his content. I don't follow him. Maybe because I watch his content, because the what's the word? The before and after is so good.
But there's a lot of filters too that they're using.
Fair. He even did it on his own mom. I was like, ha. Yeah.
So, but black
doctors,
people
it starts
don't
with T.
need. I know
met
the
some
doctor.
Americans.
Yes, I know the doctor you're talking
Yeah.
about. But what I always tell people is that black people don't need deep plane face.
Really?
Yeah, because I just had a patient 2 days ago who did a facelift, and she said she did it like about a few years back. She had a lot of keloids, so that's also one of our problem
Okay.
is scarring.
Yeah.
And she said they had to do radiotherapy for her to get rid of the keloids because it was really bad. So when I saw, by the ear area where they had done the sutures. So when I saw her, and then she came with a friend, and the friend looked so beautiful. And then she's like still in the struggle of, I want to look more beautiful like my friend. The question I asked her was, why did you do the facelift in the first place? Because what were you trying to achieve? Were you trying to look more beautiful? Because doing the facelift will not make you look more beautiful. That's the important thing you need to understand. It is still your face. It's just, if you have excessive loose skin, when you do a facelift, they take out that excessive loose skin and then they cut it off and then suture it back.
So they just package
Which one's
together.
a deep plane facelift? Is that the one that everything
Yes,
is done?
yeah. So
what did Lindsay Lohan do? That's
What
the
did
one.
Anne Hathaway do?
Lindsay Lohan and Anne Hathaway.
they just tightened their skin. It could have still been a facelift, but it's the same
I
thing.
suspect a
They
facelift
tighten,
too,
and then
'cause,
they've gotten older too. Think
Yes.
about
Lindsay,
it.
Lindsay Lohan looks amazing now. Like
Yeah.
she looks
More
way
amazing now
better
because she
now
has more
than
better
15
features.
years ago.
So if you look at her face, she has better cheekbone now.
her
She has
skin is
jawline.
amazing.
So do you think it's face balancing?
She could have done any. She could have added a little bit. I mean, she was living in Dubai.
Yeah.
Lindsay
Okay.
Lohan. I think she
Yeah.
got
So they
married.
have.
Yeah,
So
she lives in Dubai now.
Exactly.
So I think maybe
she's
lifestyle
she's
changes
tried
as
a
well.
lot of newer things on her face, done a
Okay.
lot of lasers. She's
Okay.
added a bit of fillers. Maybe she's done a facelift, or maybe she hasn't. Because sometimes people are saying, oh, you've done facelift. No, the person didn't do facelift. They just probably added a little bit of injections here and there. And over time, the face changes.
Have you been accused of doing a facelift?
Every time.
Because you've posted, like, I think there was a picture of you when you were like a tomboy.
Yes.
You had on like a hoodie.
The before and after, I think that was probably like one of the best adverts.
Ew.
Because I was just like, wait, you did this and it doesn't look crazy. It doesn't look crazy. It looks kind of like,
Calm.
you know how we were talking about it earlier, like the best version of yourself. So you'd still look very much like you. When you were talking about the what's it called, westernization, I need to show you a picture of this this American lady who literally, she has been able to like fully whiten her skin, and like she's got blue eyes now. She did all of this, and she just refuses to accept that she was black. It's hilarious. She did the nose, everything.
That's sad. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been accused of many things.
What have you done? Tell us.
Everything.
Yes. What have you done?
You have to consider it. I was 140 kg.
Okay. How many years ago was this?
I don't know. It's been a
You don't
long
want to tell
time.
us.
So let's
I know when you,
start
did
from
you
the-
announce when you turned 40?
No, I'm
You
not
didn't?
40 yet.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
a small girl.
I'm so sorry.
I'm a
Sorry,
very
from
small
the-
girl.
from-
But there was something.
I'm
I think
21.
it was, okay, I think you had a baby. I
Okay,
think that
so
was
let's
it.
let's start from like right here all the way down.
the way down.
What have
What
you
you do?
done?
I mean, you want me to start listing the things that
Yeah.
I've done?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a lot of stuff.
So I can take the one I want.
Yes.
That's the problem. So you see, that's why I don't do that. If you check
Okay.
my post, I
Yeah.
never put like
This is
list
what I've
of
done.
stuff
Okay.
that people I do for the patients. I don't like when patients come to me and say, I want this, this and this, it might not be right for you.
Okay.
It might not really work out for you. So why are you
Okay.
doing it for yourself?
But we're just being nosy. So what have you done?
So let's say I haven't really done much. I mean, I had a pigmentary disorder. So I had darker skin on my face and lighter skin on my body. And so, of course, I had to work on my skin tone in order not to look different. Because I think that's one of the issues a lot of people have is pigmentation on the face and not on the body. And then in terms of looks, I've worked on my brows, worked on my eyes, I've done a little bit of stuff on my nose, my lips. My cheekbone reduced my face, so I have a smaller face now. I used to have a really huge face, a muscular face, let's say. And then I've worked on that also. And then I've set to do a little bit of, jawline contouring, but not with fillers. I've used something different to be able to make sure that my skin is quite tighter. So when you pick my skin like this, you can't really pull so much.
I'm holding myself back. I literally
I
want
want
to
to
just.
say
I want to touch. I want to touch. I want to be like, oh, okay.
So I've done a lot of all those treatments
Yeah.
to make sure that my skin is really tight. So even when I had a surgery just a few weeks back, and even the doctor was like, your face is not swollen that much. I said, yeah, because before I came to the hospital, I did do some treatments to make sure that it's tighter. So
Which
What we call
procedure?
snatched.
no,
Which
I had a tumor on my gum.
Yeah, she had to get it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I had two on my gum, left and right side. I mean,
I'm so
pain.
it was
Sorry.
the most painful thing that I've experienced. So, after the treatment, surgery, your face expands. So the surgeon was so surprised, like your face is not swelling like as much. I said, yeah, I did some treatments to make sure that it still stays together. Because the issue with inflammation is when it swells, it loosens the skin more. And then when your skin gets looser,
Yeah, elasticity,
you have
yeah.
to have you have to still do more treatment. So I don't like that. So I try to keep my skin to be tight. Make sure that the jawline looks
All I'm
tight.
saying is, please, you're our friend now, so we want discounts.
But I told you that you don't need anything on your face.
Girl, no. I want the jaw thing.
I
I'm not gonna lie.
have like 2 or 3 questions. So you mentioned the skin. So this is something that I have been, I wouldn't say obsessed about, but I've really tried to work on it, like pigmentation. And when I say pigmentation, I'm not like trying to like lighten. I just literally, I've been
Want to have
obsessed
the
with,
same color.
I want to have the
same
same,
tone.
yeah, I want to have the same tone. So I want like, I started using glycolic acid body wash, which I feel has made a difference, but there's still, certain parts. So what would you sort of recommend for that?
So where is pigmented on your face?
So I feel like sometimes my knuckles,
Which can be natural.
yeah, sometimes my knuckles, and then my my face
Is darker?
my face is lighter than my neck. My chest is lighter than my neck, so it's like light, dark, light.
So that's because you've been putting so much product on your face, forgetting your neck.
No, I do. But I've like naturally, like, there's some people that are
Naturally. So you have to do
Pigmented.
more products on the neck than on the face. You have to calm down on the face a little bit. And then you have to start doing a little bit more products, maybe more products that will target pigmentation on the neck. The problem with the neck is that it's super sensitive.
very.
And when you do treatments on the neck, especially with skincare, you can get a reactive, neck. And then that can start itching, can have inflammation, it can worsen the pigmentation. So you have to test. For me, I just do injections.
Okay.
If a person has pigmentation on the neck, I will inject something that will help with the pigmentation faster and make my life easier. And then by the time you put the product on, it's just the treatment is just faster. I mean, that's how I just work on it. Because if you tell someone to do neck treatments with creams, like personally me, I easily get irritated on my neck. So I don't just put all the products on my neck. I do 1 or 2. My neck gets irritated. And when it's irritated, it starts to itch. And once it itch, it starts to bring out moles, like this little black moles on and I've taken it out like twice because of products. So I'm very careful with my neck.
Okay.
So I just do injections.
Okay, so in terms of the sort of basic or general procedures, if you had like a sort of a 23-year-old coming to you and just, wanting like, I don't know, the Kylie face or wanting to do some treatments, what would you recommend that they do and what would you absolutely not do?
There's so many 23-year-olds and some of them look young and some of them look really, really old.
Okay.
So I don't have an absolute of what I would not do.
So it depends on the
on what the
patient. Okay.
patient looks like. I've seen a 23-year-old and she says she's 23. I almost could swear she was 35. And when we even did the facial analysis on her, it said 40. So, I mean, and she says she's 23. I have to believe her, but she needed a lot of work. Some of them have really bad skin, poor texture, their face is wide, they do too much makeup, too much hairline. I don't know, there's this Lagos hairline thing that is going on. So it causes pigmentation on their forehead. Oh. Yes, and they do a lot of wigging.
Back to back.
So by the time they take off their, wig and you say, oh, take it off, you see pigmentation on different corners.
The reason I'm laughing is because I went to my dermatologist and that little, I forgot the name of the machine where you put your face and they analyze, and he gave me my real age and I was annoyed. I was annoyed.
That's good.
I was like, you're supposed to be younger. Come on.
But that's good. At least you're in your youth. I mean, your
I'm right on the money. I was very annoyed. I know. I was just like, are you okay?
I need to do that because I tried it with ChatGPT, and obviously people have like stressed ChatGPT. So I was just like, oh, what do you like? Just look at my skin and everything. And ChatGPT was like, I can't answer that. And I was like, wow. So I think it's because like a lot of people have just been asking like random questions. Do you find that a lot of people feel the need to hide what they've done? Because I think what's so crazy is when you see somebody that looks extremely different, like especially facially from like 5-10 years ago, and they're like, oh no, I didn't do anything. Like I remember, again, we're gonna go back to the Kardashians and the fact that till today, I think Kylie only admits to having a bit of lip filler.
Leave Kylie. Nene Leakes, Real Housewives of Atlanta. For those of us who watch reality TV and have watched from season 1,
her nose is half the size.
Said 3 weeks ago, I'd never done anything to my face. I screamed, Auntie, fear God. Fear the Lord. You're not even the same. You see, she looks complexion. She looks biracial now. And I'm like, now Nene from deep Atlanta, come on. Now, go and watch season 1, season 2. It's like the progression. I'm just like, Auntie, calm down.
So why do you feel that a lot of people are not open with
because
what
they don't want you to use it to insult them. That's just the truth.
They also want to claim I woke up like this.
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, if people could be honest about what they do, it would be fine. But then society isn't fair. If you tell people what you do, they will use it as a way to insult you when they're talking about you or gossiping about you. Look at what they're doing to Cardi. I mean, they talk about her bum. I mean, assuming it's her natural bum, you wouldn't say anything. But now they just, go get it, go do this. So if I tell you I've done this, anytime you want to throw an insult, look at you without your fake boobs.
It gives enemies ammunition.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's not nice.
I'll be like,
so you know what? I still tell my patients, when people see you, say, what have you done? You say, it's God.
I was going to say that. I would just be like, glory to God.
Yeah, glory to God.
Oh, glory to God.
And guess what? It is glory to God because science is a gift to mankind.
God is looking at you like,
of course. It's glory.
It's all glory to God because God blessed me with the money to be able to look like this.
And guess what?
What if the money is from Yahoo? God is like, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
No, but that's why I said science is a gift to mankind.
Fair, okay.
And think about all the things that the scientific interventions have been able to do. So if I'm able to change my face, look slimmer, have a nice boobs, have some nice rounded bum, it's God. It's all God.
Don't ask me anything.
Yeah, just
because I'm gonna go see Dr. B after this.
So, but
listen, I'm gonna see.
Look at how so many people are looking good now.
Like, baby, what do you do? It's the grace of
so
God.
many celebrities that are. I mean, even people that are influencers. You see how they're. You can tell that from the time they started.
Yeah.
When they didn't have money to the time they're now into money, you can see how
the glow up was intense.
Exactly.
Do you know what? I was gonna say, what's the name of that comedian guy that had the nose job?
Which comedian?
What is he? Comedian?
White guy, black guy?
Zik
Saloma. Zik Saloma.
Do you know what? I like
feel his nose. I like his nose.
But the thing is, a lot of people don't know that when you have a nose job, it takes about a year for it to fully settle.
He needs 3 procedures.
Oh wow, he needs more.
Yeah, he's gonna go back.
I like his nose now.
I like it right now.
Yeah,
I like his nose, and a lot of people were when he actually, broke.
So
Told
I'm sure he's gonna go back.
but I like his nose.
That's you.
Okay, it's true.
Yeah.
But I feel that it looks.
Does it show better on camera when he does videos? No.
I've not seen him in person before.
But I'm sure in person, because I've looked at his videos. I've looked deep into his videos. It looks nicer.
So you think he needs another nose job?
Most people who have done a nose job are more likely to go back, especially Africans, to do a second
revision.
But I think that's sometimes when it gets messed up. Look at little Kim.
Especially when it's wide. No, the wider the nose, the more you have to go
More
back
work.
for revision. You can't take a nose that is this wide and bring it to a smaller size immediately. No doctor can do that.
But why does it need to be like there was one time that I thought about getting a nose job and everything, then I was like, ugh. But with him, first of all, I feel that the fact that he was deeply unhappy about something, I didn't like the fact that people were like, oh, just, it's the nose you got and everything. If something is affecting you where you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like it, the fact that he did it, the fact that as a man he did it and he was quite open with it, I was just like, fantastic. And I was like, I just want to see what it's going to look like. And now I saw one of the last videos that I saw, I actually had to go back and find like an old video. I feel he looks and he looks much better and he looks even more confident.
Yeah. I'm going to say I'm very for enhancement. If you feel like you want to enhance your look, do it, but just, don't overdo it.
And do it with the right,
know when to stop.
and go to the right person.
Yeah.
Because
do your research.
This issue with enhancement is, in Nigeria we can overdo too. So I'm hearing now somewhere in Calabar under the bridge they are doing lips.
Oh, they've always done that.
Yeah, and
you
then
get
they're
down that
doing
bridge,
that,
pink
and
lips,
they're
pink
doing
lips,
that.
yeah.
No, not pink lips. Now they're enlarging the lips.
Oh.
They're now injecting the lips. They're doing all kinds of things.
Oh my God.
And then people are like, oh, I want to get it cheaper. We like Nigerians, of course, if we can
If
get
you
it half
get
the
a
price,
bargain,
yeah, we can get a bargain. We'll love it.
You
But-
will cut the price for me. Sis.
No, I don't even have a problem. Like I told you,
Well,
your
yeah,
face
begging
looks
for discounts in this
absolutely
Tinubu economy.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you look beautiful. You
I
don't-
have a long list of things that I
you
want
don't
to
have
do.
anything to do. You see, I'm even discouraging you. I'm only saying skincare because I think that for your show, if your skin looks more glowy, nicer, more youthful, it would help with your show. People would appreciate your skin more.
That's step one.
I think people
Then
don't
step
understand.
2, step
Look,
3.
Listen
What's
here.
step 3?
Listen
I
here,
want
baby.
I want to. Okay,
No,
finish
I just want to say, let me look at the camera now and say, if you like judge us, that's your business. Does your job require you facing the camera
even
and
if you're
facing
not,
people?
if you're not
You
on
can't.
camera,
I mean, Zumbo in accounting. Mind your business, dear. And look,
they say you should stop naming names, stop calling
just
people
throw out a
names
name.
because
Anybody could be
there's a
Zumbo.
Zumbo in accounting now that's like, why are you shading me?
Zumbo in accounting, Victoria in finance. Girl, this is my money maker.
Sharon in marketing.
And we gotta do what we gotta. So as you're going for your business courses, I'm going for my face courses and body courses. I'm joking, but really, I feel like whatever it is you do, if you want to enhance yourself, I mean, at the end of the day, still love yourself. Nothing wrong with enhancing, but just don't overdo to where you become a caricature. Or,
Don't overdo. But
if you've done
so like I said, skincare is step 1. Then I'm gonna, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna,
I like
my,
the red hair.
My cheekbones are gonna be like.
how can people find you? How can people where can they find you? Can you let us know?
I mean, I'm on
Your
Instagram.
handle, your Instagram.
at I'm
or-
Dr. B, and then you can send a message, or you can go to our clinic page, Bridge Aesthetics, and then you send a message, and then you just instantly can come in for consultation, and we start.
and go and see the beautiful work that they're doing. Because me, I like to sit down and scroll and
look at
there's
them.
there's some before and afters. I'm like, wow, they need to be giving you money every month. Let's say thank you.
And we're doing a lot of
Just
work.
thank you.
And a lot of work on men, a lot of work on women. I mean, I do my brother too, so
I was gonna say, Pretty Mike is her brother. And Pretty Mike was also on this show as well, by the way.
Oh, wow.
In 2022 or 2023. He was here to talk about nightlife. Yeah. So I saw that. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to round up, what has been the craziest request that you've had? The one that you're just like, what?
I think the craziest request I had was someone said, that her butt crack is dark, and she would like me to inject it and lighten it up.
Is she an adult?
Woman.
No. I say adult.
Like
Is she like an
a-
adult, like a porn star? You know, is she into sex
regular
work?
human being.
But they do that though.
Yeah.
I mean, not injections.
Inside, the lighten the butt crack.
But not injections. They do the
Yeah, they bleach your bum if you want.
Yeah.
Not the surface.
No, I need the
the crack.
inside.
But
inside,
she didn't
the
want.
starfish.
She didn't even want.
Yeah,
She wants injections.
injections.
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
but one thing we didn't talk about. You have so we talked about like intimate procedures for men, but I'm sure you have for women as well. So what kind of things do you do for women?
I think for women to increase their libido, orgasm, can work on your orgasm.
Is that what they call the G shot?
G shot, O shot? G shot is the G spot.
G spot, yeah.
Yeah. Take a long needle, go right into the G spot.
Hey,
And what do you inject?
I mean, now they inject. I think that what we inject is PRP, but I've reformulated it. So you inject PRP and you inject a peptide and an exosome inside. It's a combination. You inject it all the way into the G spot, and then you can do the O shot also, and you can do intimate bleaching. So when you open the thigh, a lot of people have pigmentation between their thighs, so you can also bleach it out. Now the problem with that is, if you're overweight, I don't do it for you.
because it's rubbing. Your thighs are rubbing. Yeah, that's causing the friction.
The first thing
Okay.
is you have to lose the weight. And once you lose the weight, you find out that even with just simple skincare, the pigmentation in between the thigh will go away. But most times when you tell patients lose weight, they'll say, no, I just want it to be lighter. How can I lighten it if it's
On
touching?
a final note for losing weight, have you had to stop a patient to say you've lost weight with GLP? It's enough.
It's enough.
I've done it to many.
Okay.
And then they secretly
They
buy
go
it
somewhere
somewhere
else.
else, and they still take it. Sometimes come back with complications. I've had to stop many because somehow it becomes an addictive habit, and some people can't stop. So I've had to stop a lot of people on it. That don't do it again. Stop. Try to eat, hydrate. But sometimes, because it's also available over the counter in pharmacies, some pharmacies now just sell it. You're not considering the fact that this thing is actually can be very detrimental to the health if it's overdone. So you're not looking at the patient and assessing the patient too.
Okay.
I want to say thank you.
I have a million other
I know,
questions,
but we gotta let you
need
go.
to round up. So thank you so much for stopping by.
This has
You
been
shall be seeing both of
enlightening.
us for a consultation.
Yes.
And
Fantastic.
and once again, if people want to see your work, if they want to get through to you, your Instagram.
Instagram, both in our clinic page or my page, you can send a message.
And what's your Instagram?
I am Dr. B.
I am Dr. B.
And
That's
what about the
BEA.
clinic?
Yes, DRBA.
BEA.
And
What
then
about the
Bridge
clinic?
Aesthetics.
Okay.
And then they can just come in and, start a consultation. And then
Yeah.
we'll see what the future holds for you.
And do you do like sort of the late hour consultations as well? In case somebody wants to be like, it's just
like
God.
I said, if you need special consultations, like I said, you have to pay my money for me to see you extra, give you an
Ka-ching,
extra performance, extra level.
Yeah.
But yes, we do after hours, we do off days, we do fly into different cities. I mean, I do that too.
Okay.
Special.
So I can get you. So if I'm in Ghana, I can get you to come to Ghana to see me.
you
Pay
want
the
it,
money.
Pay the money.
Fantastic. Would you fly out to do a procedure, or that has to be at your clinic?
I fly out to do some procedures because I've already collaborated with some clinics in the different states, so I know where I will be doing the procedure. I don't really do procedures in the house per se,
like,
but I
come
would,
to my living room.
No, I don't do that. But I will have affiliated with some different clinics. So if I'm going to a city and I'm seeing someone special, I would tell them to come to a particular clinic so I can see them.
So the environment is a sterile
It's
environment.
sterile
Okay.
environment.
Okay.
We don't do
Understandable.
local things.
We love it.
We don't do local things.
We're not
love
local.
it.
We're not
We're
local.
local.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dr.
Thank you
B.
once again
you
for
very
stopping by.
much.
This has been
Appreciate
very, very enlightening. And yes, feel free to go and enhance whatever if you want to. Only if you want
And
to.
if you don't want, it's okay too.
Yes.
Just be yourself.
Yes. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our our good friends at Money Point are here with us again this season. And of course, it's Money Zone. And we definitely basically talk about things, realistic things that we all go through, whether you are a business owner or not a business owner, maybe a salary earner. And today's topic on Money Zone is the most expensive business mistake I've ever made. And honestly, like sometimes you're just like, why did I do that? Why?
What did you do?
So we're doing this sale. Okay, so we don't have a store. We're doing this sale. It was one of our first or second physical sales. This was like 10, 11 years ago. And there were a lot of people. And I was very excited, like, yay, we're selling. And then it was when I got home, and because I didn't want people to be waiting, I was taking all the POS transactions. And it was when I got home, I realized that a lot of those transactions failed.
Hey!
But because we were not checking, because we wanted people, we didn't want to keep people waiting. So I was wondering, because some people left, then came back and said, I want to buy more. And I was like, hey! When I say I felt like a dummy, like it was some dumb shit. Like I can't believe.
Wait.
What happened?
You cursed.
I did.
Yeah.
I said dumb-ish.
You said no. I almost told you what you said there. Oh yeah, time. How much are you giving
What
this
did I
time?
say?
You said the SHIT
Is it
word.
a cuss word? Not anymore. We all say it. It's fine. It's fine.
Bring your money.
It's fine.
Bring your money.
Please, can you pass my card, please?
How much are you?
It's 5K.
You have to show me.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's 5K. You don't trust me?
Maybe you're the one that POS didn't go through on your hand, so I don't know. Let me see it. I need to make sure that this transaction goes through. So one of the great things about Money Point is that you actually know immediately. Okay, let me see. Do you want to do 10K or what?
I say 5K.
You're a big girl.
5,000.
I should even put 100K. She did?
Prove it. Prove it.
Okay, all right. Gbemi,
Okay,
I'm gonna do 10K.
It's okay,
I'll
it's
put
okay.
you.
Thank you. It's okay.
How much you guys charged me last
Have the
season?
fear of God. That's your business. Your mouth was running like that.
Okay, all right. Please enter your PIN. Gbemi, I was supposed to press the receipt.
Okay. See you. It has gone through. See how she snaps
Where's my
it.
glasses?
Goodness gracious. That's why you can't see. Nonsense.
It has entered. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patronage.
Anyway.
Keep swearing.
Let's get out. No, but let's go back to the most expensive business mistake. I think about it as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, what is the biggest business mistake that you've ever made? I've told you mine. That I see it till today. When you go through some things, sometimes I flash back and it pains me to the core. Like, the money I lost that day. What about you?
One of the biggest business mistakes. Wow. Let me think. Like not really looking at the cost of like the raw materials first. So, I would like a fabric. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that fabric. I want to make a dress out from it and stuff. And then you now check the cost and it's a bit expensive and I've already bought it.
Okay.
So that was back in the day. And something else. And this was something that I realized when I was on maternity leave. My business wasn't able to run without me. That was but how do you, this is Nigeria. Everybody hears those horror stories about I just traveled for a week and my staff had sold my shop.
Even if
and
you don't
everything.
travel, haven't you seen those videos? You open your Instagram and you hear Ole, and then they'll plaster the employee's face there and say she stole this one. But anyway, let's quickly talk about this. Now, every entrepreneur has that one mistake that they won't forget, the one that costs maybe money, costs maybe time, or maybe your peace of mind, like me. But sometimes it's trusting the wrong person, or maybe you are going too fast, like expanding too fast, or simply not knowing your numbers. Many of these mistakes don't happen just because people are careless. It's just because maybe there's no real visibility into the business. So when there's income, expenses, and payments, you have to make sure that they are properly tracked. Because when they're not properly tracked, it is easy to think that the business is doing well, while money is quietly leaking somewhere. You're leaving money on the table. And structure doesn't prevent mistakes entirely, but it helps you identify your problems early. Now, with Money Point, business owners can clearly see what is coming in. Okay, so make sure you download that app. It's very important. You can see what's coming in, you can see what's going out, you can actually see what is profits, and the transactions are traceable, payments are recorded, and decisions are based on facts and not assumptions. Very important. If I had a Money Point POS that day, I would not have been getting transaction failed. I would not have been losing money. I would not have, people were basically, they swindled me, some people.
Wait, so did you not, it was going through
Well, just, I didn't know that again, this is a long time ago. I didn't know that transactions could fail. I just thought once it prints, it means it's gone. So I didn't look at now when you do a transaction,
you didn't look at the receipt.
I didn't look. So people, I was like, this crowd is plenty. Or some would buy like a pair of shoes, and then they will go and they'll come back and say, oh, I want another pair of shoes. So where do you find those people again?
You know what? Wherever I was, the venue, I'll collect their CCTV. I'll pay for that, and I'll be like, ole.
Mainland, listen, my chest is hurting, but it's okay.
Okay, and just to wrap up, Money Point provides that structure by ensuring all payments flow into a business account with clear transaction records. So see the way that I made sure that Gbemi's payments came through before releasing her. Yes. POS settlements are reliable, expenses are visible, and the business can operate smoothly even when the owner steps away. That's what I need. And this is how a hustle begins to function like a true business. Make sure you get the Money Point app. There's lots of information there. There are lots of incentives to do business with them, to basically have your business with them, and lots of information for salary earners and business owners as well, to make sure that your business succeeds and thrives.
And outside of business, you can also pay your bills. You can pay your utility bills, pay your cable bill, pay your whatever it is bill. Everything is just right there on the app. And if you're a business owner, watch out, you can get loans as well. All right?
Yeah. All right. Right, so this is the last segment of the show. It is called Spin the Weekend, and it's brought to you by Gordon's Gin. If you're like me, when the weekend comes about, you generally haven't really planned, and then you're not quite sure what to do, and then you just end up sitting at home watching TV with your kids, if you're like me. But we wanted to make sure, today's Friday, of course, we wanted to make sure that your weekend is sorted out. So we are going to help you. We're going to give you a few ideas. So every week we'll be giving you a good idea of what you can do over the weekend. It could be, just you. It could be with your friends. It could be with your man or with your girl. So once again, this is Spin the Weekend, brought to you by Gordon's Gin. We have got a wheel.
Spin it. Let's do it. Ta-da!
Okay, so this week we would love for you to cook. Stay at home and cook with your friend or with your man. It doesn't have to just be you cooking for your man, and it has to be cooking together. So maybe you can go online, find like a fantastic recipe that you'd love to try, you've been wanting to try. I always have like a whole bunch of recipes. I'm like, I want to do this at some point. So do that, and then have your Gordon's Gin right next to you as you're cooking. And we recommend this week that you try the citrus and moringa flavor.
Cooking is more fun when you are sipping small.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sipping small. You'll be in a jolly mood. You'll be very happy.
Or you can cook something that requires gin. Be like, one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me,
what
one
meal
for you.
requires gin? I thought it was wine.
Yeah,
some meals require gin.
I mean, it depends on you.
Go and pour gin and the thing go whoosh.
Yes, now, when you cook, you have to kind of burn off the alcohol and everything. There are recipes with gin. You know what? In fact, find a recipe with gin, add Gordon's Gin to your cooking. You'll love it.
Or just keep
You're
it
gonna
simple
love
and
it.
cook jollof rice and have the gin, the Gordon's Gin on the side.
Gbemi, stop acting on exposed. Oh, I exposed now. Try different things.
Don't be
not
angry.
Just jollof rice.
Sorry, ma. It's okay. So what did they say we should do again? Cook this weekend,
Yes.
Abby. Good luck. Don't burn it.
Don't burn your
Have fun.
house.
All right.
All right. So on that note, we're going to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a fantastic time, and I hope you were very, very, very well informed on the different
Yes.
procedures that are out there.
And entertained.
Yes.
Call Dr. B.
Call Dr. B. We're going to, obviously. Have a fantastic weekend, of course, and we'll be here next Friday.
Cheers.
Mwah.